Greetings, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. I want to remind everybody, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. There's a PayPal link down there for anybody who wants to share some love. Always appreciated. And I'm just doing a quick video here to introduce everybody to TikTok. Introduce myself to everybody on TikTok. Just want to let you know I do have platforms that I've been working on for a while. So if you're new to my TikTok, because I'm new to TikTok, I'll show you what's going on. And first, for everybody in the YouTube community here, I'm going to be posting a link in the chat for you guys. And it is in the details section of my live videos on YouTube. So all you got to do is go to my YouTube page, which I should bring up here real quick. Okay, and as you can see, my YouTube page here, the main page is El Perro. And as I said, if you go down to the details sections of my live videos, so click on live, go to any one of these live videos and click on it. This is the most recent one I just got done doing here a few minutes back. A 2-hour video on accommodation party and the unambiguous signature. I generally have open panels. And if you go down here to this section here where it says more and open that up, you will see all of my links and everything. And I'm going to read this to everybody just to give you a caveat, public notice. We do not provide legal services or legal advice. Discussions of legal principles and authority, including but not limited to constitutional provisions, statutes, legislative enactments, court rules, case law, and common law doctrines, are for informational purposes only and do not constitute any legal advice. And if you watch to the end of my videos, you will see where I tell people, I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back. Let's say I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you don't respect me. That part's on you. So may God bless you. Everything I do comes with the caveat that I'm doing the best I can to rightly divide the word of truth. And in that, everything I put out, I hope you listen to. But the main caveat is do not believe me. Do not believe the neighbor. Do not believe the government. For crying out loud, do not believe your mother. Do your research so you know. And as we continue on, it says, people in government servitude can't understand normal thinking standards. So that's one of my little acronyms, P.I.G.S.C.U.N.T.S. And if you don't like it, that's okay. That's on you. Doesn't understand my Democrazy. Dumb. And like I said, I don't want you believing me, because I too have been a bitch ass slave. I too have been a fucking fool. I too have been that dummy, that idiot. And I'm getting much better. I'm not quite all the way out of this supposed enslavement. I'm not totally magnanimously not a fool. Sometimes I am fooled, and therefore I must be the fool. Sometimes I'm not the brightest, therefore maybe I am dumb. The next one is cowards of words and righteousness, righteous, dignified standing. That's the part where I'm talking about I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back. If you can't stand in the righteousness of expressing the truth as clearly as possible as you know it, without being deceitful, then that's on you. That's generally because you're cowards. You're afraid to speak the truth. And this shows that when other people speak the truth and you get hurt and in your feelers, even though you know it's true. Stealing with approved policy. This is a swap. And this is what I was talking about in my accommodation party and the unambiguous signature thing. Everything's done on a credit default swap because the accommodated party seems to have defaulted, and so they come to you to swap the obligations. As a benefactor that gives to the beneficiary, if the record reflects any abandonments, then the valid claim goes to intent. A thing is given, gifted, granted with inherent implied intent that the thing given is actually possessed by the party of intent. Memorandum of Support, Cooperative Sponsorship Association Agreement, Amnesty, Armistice. This is your communications. You have to be peaceful and you have to be right. You have to be truthful, not necessarily right, but truthful. Be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you think. And everything is for educational purposes only, not spam, deceptive, nor a scam. No content ID nor copyright claims can be made, not a monetization. See 17 U.S.C. 107. In other words, like I said, there's a PayPal link down there for anybody who wants to share some love. All is appreciated. But this is not a monetized channel. None of my stuff is monetized. Facebook, YouTube, and I won't be monetizing on TikTok either. Okay? And then, of course, says I'm now on, well, let's finish up. The PayPal link is for sharing a representative of value and not purchasing or selling commercial items or goods for export or import. Like I said, it's a matter of sharing love. It's a free will donation, a contribution. Please use friends and family as the beginning opening video you saw shows. Use friends and family. The PayPal link is the only link I have. I do not have Cash App or anything else. I don't even have a bank account. I don't even have an identification. So my means and resources are a little bit more limited at this time until, like I said, I am out of the enslavement system and able to put forth my diplomatic private credentials so that these officials and agents can comprehend their duties as I say. My yea be my yea, my nay be my nay. And as long as I have the knowledge to know that the name given is a lending of the credit to begin with on any paperwork. And that's their misunderstanding. So again, go back and watch my accommodation and the unambiguous signature video I just did. And then, of course, I've got my new, I'm now on TikTok here. And then it gives you the TikTok link. Okay. And then it gives you the PayPal link, Keith Orland Little, FBU, which stands for Faith-Based Union. Okay, it's similar to a private member association. Freedomfromgovernment.org. There's a link for my Keith Little Facebook page. And then I've got a couple groups on Facebook that I run. One is called Hotep Secondly, where we deal about the laws, constitution, statutes, and all that. And then MAN, M-A-N, Man All Natural. Another acronym, Man All Natural. Another Facebook group where we get back to the nature of things and learn how to live our lives as God intended us. The self-sustaining societies, your gardening and perennial plantings, learning how to get back to the nature of things, survival techniques, all kinds of things, homemade products and services, the concepts of being able to do your own commodity exchanges rather than using a financial system for fiat exchanges, all kinds of things. I'm on MeWe, and then I even have my own website called wordwisewarriors.art. You can go check that out for all kinds of information. It's not an interactive site at this moment. Hopefully one day I will make it an interactive site for my own platform and my own private streaming where other people can come and stream live as well, just like TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Hopefully. And then, of course, it's got my word wizard at wordwisewarriors.art. That's a private email. And you notice the extension, the domain extension is art, A-R-T. Again, we are not a monetized channel, and therefore it is not .com, which literally stands for commercial. Okay, it is an art forum, and it helps support my right as a creator. And as a creator, I can create many things. So as you go down and you go down to those details, you see there's 5 YouTube channels here. All 5 of them are mine. The first one is Keith Little. That is the original legal name as it's stated. So I have my original YouTube under the legal name. And then I've got El Perro, which is my own private pen name that I created. And then, of course, Word Wizard, another pen name. At Paul Jr., another pen name. And Hecklebus, another pen name. And these are all 5 channels that I post to on YouTube. And they have different content. At this point, a lot of the content is still intermixed. And I have to go through and do some editing of removing certain videos from certain platforms so that it is delineated into their contextual topics. Hecklebus is about all the fun that I like to make at the various different codes of the U.S. Code of Federal Regulations and the U.S. Code, the statutes and all that, where I get into the insanity of the presumptions. Paul Jr. is all the drama of all the Karens and Kens that we behave like in this society and the insanity that goes on right before us. And we allow our children to grow up in that same environment and say, okay, I guess if you want to act like a Karen, you can be a Karen too, without teaching them ourselves the distinct respects that we should have for each other and ourselves, knowing as creatures of God, born a man, male, we should grow up as men and males, and born a woman or female, we are to grow up as women and females, and not let our children decide that they should do otherwise, because that is an impossibility. That is the insanity. You cannot change your sex or your gender. Word Wizard is where we break down the words, as it says. El Perro is where I put every video. I always strike El Perro on my lives. That is the main channel. It has all the content. There's over 1,100 videos, going close on to 1,200 videos now. And then Keith Little is, like I said, when I first started on YouTube, I had already been on Facebook doing lives on Facebook or doing videos on Facebook. And then I started moving them to YouTube. And when I first started doing that, I opened up YouTube with Keith Little. And as I become more and more creative, there might become more of them. As of right now, I'll tell you honestly, I've got 30 different profiles on YouTube alone. Understand, they cannot limit your creativity. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Just wanted to show that I am now on TikTok. I hope everybody goes over and joins me. Start out checking the videos out there. I'm hopefully, like I said, I'm just starting on TikTok, and I don't plan on streaming live to TikTok, but I will be starting to go through my content here on YouTube and making edits and putting some short clips on there to catch your attention, to draw you over here to the main component of where I put my material. So again, I want to thank everybody. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Again, there's a PayPal link down there for anybody who would share some love. Every little bit is appreciated. And as I always say, I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back or not. That's to say, I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you don't respect me. That's on you. So may God bless you, and have a good night.